Hey, JC here for retirecheap.asia. You know, when I go around and I start talking to retirees, speaking engagements and stuff like that, you know, a lot of people say, hey, I've already made the decision. I want to go. I want to live in another country. But how do I make it happen? How do I make that work? There's a lot of options. You know, I always say there's always an option, and there are a lot of options. And the options really come down to what category you fit into as a retiree. You know, I've broken things down into three categories. There's category one's having a monthly income to spend from, say, $500 US to $750 US. Category two would be from $750 to $1,000 US, and category three from $1,000 up. And so category three has a lot of options, as you can imagine. Category one, not so many, and category two, it depends on the strategies and how the numbers work. So what I want to do is talk to you about a strategy. And because I always recommend to people, and I recommend to members, to rent instead of buy. And there's a number of reasons for that. Mainly it would be because there's no real zoning laws, so you might move someplace and then decide you didn't like it there and you'd be able to move. There's a lot of instances that that flexibility of being able to rent and move when you want to would be a good thing. So I always recommend renting. But having said that, some people don't want to rent, and I can understand that because as you get older, to move your stuff around after you're here for a while, you're going to accumulate stuff. Trust me, I know this for a fact. You could end up having to move a lot of stuff, and as you get older, you have to hire people to move it and everything. So some people say, I want to have my own place. So I understand that. Another option is, because you're in a category one, category two, or category three budget, you know, I've always saying, you know, you need to supplement your income, and one way to be able to do that is to buy and sell real estate. Now you have to be really careful, and I go into a lot of details about being able to do that in the member site. But one of the things foreigners can buy in Thailand are condominiums. And so let's say, as a strategy here, you have an asset, say a home, and the home's valued at $100,000 US. Okay, so what's your option? Well, if you're going to retire, you're going to need 800,000 baht, which is the equivalent of over $20,000 US in a bank account in Thailand. Unless you apply from back home, then you don't need to bring it over for about a year or so. But anyway, so say you put 20, you sell your home. Now you got this money. You can put 20 some odd thousand into a bank account, and you're good. You have your retirement visa forever. So that issue's out of the way. Good strategy, right? Well, the other thing is, what are you going to do with the rest of the money? Well, there's places that are exploding with growth. And when you see these places, and they're changing constantly, they're dynamic. Markets come and go just like anywhere else. Right now there's a strong housing market in Thailand, and that includes the condominiums. If you look at condominium projects in Bangkok, oh, there's so many going on. Chiang Mai now is explosive. Chaom's explosive. So, could you invest in, say, an existing building that now was maybe vacant or didn't have a lot of activity, the rooms are a little bit older? Could you invest in a room and buy it, fix it up, remodel it, and then hold on to it for a while and sell it and make money? Absolutely. Can you do that legally in Thailand? Absolutely. Now, if you have it for less than 5 years, it's going to be considered a business investment. And I don't mean that by meaning that you're going to have a corporation to sell it, but your tax structure or the fees when you go to sell it would be a little bit different. there would be a tax based on the amount of time you had it. But anyway, having said that, what I want to show you is, I'm going to show you a room. Now, you know, just like hotels and apartments and houses for rent and everything, I don't show you if you show up and you get off, you know, the bus and you start looking around, that you can find some of these deals that I show you. I'm showing you as an example that if you look around, you pay attention, you get some Thais helping you, what is possible to find. They aren't the general thing, because, again, I've said this always, if you're looking at places that are advertised in English, they're gearing them towards foreigners, and what's the preconception about foreigners? You have more money. So if you're looking at something advertised for foreigners, or it says for sale in English, whatever, websites in English, all that's going to be more expensive. But if you look around, you can find deals. Well, I'm going to show you a deal today that I think is a deal. I'm going to show you a condominium, and this condominium is directly across the beach from the beach in Cha Am. It's about 70-some square meters, and it's priced at 1.65 million baht. The building has a swimming pool, has security, parking, and a little fitness center as well. Sound good? Well, let's check out the room, see what you can get. Because as I always say, there's always an option, right? So what if you invested that 1.65? You can do the conversion. And the reason I don't give you it in another currency, say your own currency, is twofold. If people always ask, why didn't you tell us in English? Well, what about Australian dollars? And what about pounds and euros and everything? So I try not to discriminate. Sometimes just because off the top of my head, I know what the conversion is in English, so I'll tell you. But you can convert that 1.65 million baht into your own currency. And excuse the construction. There's construction going on next to me here. But you can convert that. But think about that you could take that extra money from your sale of your asset back home and then invest in this. And if you did that, you would have no more rent. So that monthly income coming in, say from a pension or Social Security, would go a lot further if your housing was already paid for. I'm going to show you, the place I'm going to show you has yearly common fees of about 10,000 baht, and electricity running one air conditioner most of the time for a month is going to cost you about 40 US dollars, about 1,500 baht or something like that. 1,200 baht, in that range. What else would you have to pay for? That'd be about it. So there you go. Sound like an option? Let's go check out the room. Okay. Now, this room's on the 4th floor of this building. And so, I'll show you, this is the view. You don't have a sea view, but at those trees you see in the background, that's where the water is, the beach. So let's check out what you could get for 1.65 million baht. Now, as you walk in, I think this room is 70 some odd square meters, if I'm not mistaken, 70 or 72. You walk in, and all these the furniture and everything's going with this unit. So you have the refrigerator. This, I guess, would be a place to cook. Countertop with a sink and some cabinets. Now, traditionally, you're not going to find, unless it's been remodeled for a foreigner, kitchens, because Thai people use electric woks and use the sink in the bathroom to wash their dishes normally. So getting a kitchen is a rare thing. So you have this living room area here, as you can see, and then you have a dining room area, lots of windows, very nice, and then you have this wall here, which you could have an entertainment unit there or something, to sit on these couches and watch TV. So this is the living room, dining room / kitchen. And then if you go down this hallway, You have one bathroom here. With hot water, shower, and the toilet. Oh, by the way, the kitchen actually had a hot water unit under that cabinet, which is very rare as well, to be able to wash dishes with hot water. We usually just use cold water here. So, now I'll explain this in just a second. Hey, let me go back and show you something here. If you look, it's actually two doors here. And I'll show you why that is in just a minute. Because this room is a large room, so we have one half of it set up here with a hardwood bed and a dressing table. Again, very nice windows. And then there's another side of the room which the previous owner had set up with this extra door so he could take this curtain here and slide it across the room and divide it up into two bedrooms. When people came to visit, they would have another room to be able to sleep in. It would be divided by that curtain. Now, I'm not sure about this room here. This is a glass door that opens into this room. It's got a drain on the floor. It's a good place, I guess, as a mop cabinet or something. And then these windows. Now you're going to notice there is no air conditioner. The previous owner did not use it or have it, so you'd have to put in air conditioning. But as you can see, there's a nice breeze coming in through the window. So there you go. This is what you'd be able to get if you look. Now, this isn't a standard price. I'm always showing you, if you do your homework and do your due diligence and you're patient, what you can find if you look. So if you divested yourself of your assets back in your home country and you came over, this is what you'd be able to do. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the yearly common fees on this unit are 10,000 baht a year. So that would be your only other cost besides your electricity and water. And you'd be good to go. You'd have a place for the rest of your life. So that's what the room looks like. Not bad, huh? So when it comes to retiring, what kind of digs you live in, there's always an option. Hope this has been helpful. Take care. JC out.